Hey everybody, it's Thursday, about 11:30, and it's time for a shave. And I mentioned yesterday that some new stuff was coming, and it got here yesterday, oddly enough. I was expecting it maybe tomorrow or today. And I'm gonna get back into using straight razors. Last time I started back in around December, January time frame, and I didn't give it a good enough shot. And so I'm gonna try to go, keyword try, to go for at least 2 weeks, if not a full month, of using straights. And this one is courtesy of Ray Pope, nice gold $1.66. We were talking, and I'll get into that a little bit, but he also sent me the shit Chronos. I cleaned it up already a little bit, and I've got that kind of on standby if I decide I need to do any touch-ups. I'm going to try not to. I want to try to get the shaves to where I want them to be on their own. Palmolive Men's Classic is going to be the cream / throwback. I'm using my Brad Sear. This is the 27mm silver tip on the curly mango wood. And then my aftershave, I'm going to probably use the Integrity Balm. But then, since it's a Pope blade being used in my den for the first time, I'm going to use the Pope aftershave. So the Barbasol, that's what I got. So I'm going to go ahead and put a, as Tom Moore would say, a snurtle on the brush. And I typically end up overloading, especially with creams. Wet my face. Last time I used a straight was about a month ago. I want too much water on this already. Forgot to wring out the knot, but success can still be had. Funny, I made sure I put enough soap on there, did everything else, but then what did I do? Forgot to wring out the knot. Did a beautiful test lather with this last night. I'll go ahead and put a little bit more in there. The bowl lather last night just to make sure it was something I felt comfortable enough using a straight with, slickness wise. And I got a very nice lather with it, so. Yeah, Ray and I were talking, and just in general, and he mentioned that he had this shit Chronos. Got him at a really good deal. Wanted to do what Ray does and be generous. And so, he offered to send me one, so I said thank you. And then I started talking about straight razor shaving, saying that I was thinking about getting back into it again, and you know, and I was going to wait for payday and pick up a gold dollar or two. And as our conversation went, you know, he kept encouraging me, and finally he goes, yo, I'm going to send you a gold dollar as well. And then he, I don't know whose edge this is, but then he took it a step further and asked me, like, my beard, what kind of beard I have and all that for, like, coarseness and stuff. And that way, from his experience, he could try to figure out what blade, hone, you know, etc. he felt would be best for me. So I greatly appreciate that. It just shows, you know, just a level of thought and caring, you know, and just community again. Plenty good lather. All right, dry my hands. Got my little hand towel. It's been about a month, so prior to that, it'd been many a month. Clip my ear already. I'm going to try to stick up top first. For all those straight users out there, please feel free to mention anything you see that might help. I almost did a classic me last night as well, which was buying more straights and all that stuff before I figured out whether or not it was something I really wanted to stick with. I was all ready to trade for a razor and also buy a razor. Trying to use a tip Ray mentioned in one of his last videos about just using the end of the blade or a smaller portion of the blade on the neck. Hopefully I don't nick myself too bad because I don't know where my Styptic pen is. So I apologize, and videos will be a little long. It's not that I feel uncomfortable with a straight razor, and on my face or anything like that. It's just a technique, obviously. You can see actually that first spot I ended up clipping my ear. Silly me. I was so focused on trying to get rid of the focus on the angle that I didn't bother to check where the tip of my blade was. Silliness. Luckily it's not. Actually, better than I thought I got it. Alright, so now we'll try against the grain. There's more of the blade than I planned there. Now to my left hand, which should be interesting. Definitely need to work on my left hand. In the past, when I was doing my neck, I would sit there and do right hand like this and left hand on left side, but I'm trying to cross over like that. Oh, let me see where I'm at. As expected, not the best. You can still hear there's a lot. I'm going to try to go what would be normally my across the grain, but this is all against the grain here. It's all right. Would it be completely socially acceptable, work acceptable? Yes. Is it to my standards? No. And that's where I've always struggled with straights, is because I've got so many different growth patterns. So I think it'd be interesting to figure it out. And I'm going to continue with my left hand. My neck, I'm just going to go back down again. For time's sake, I'm going to pause and I will be right back. Alright, so I'm back. I did a rinse off alum block, which stung all the way around. You can actually see some of the irritation on my neck. Think I'm going to go and tomorrow go with a upward direction first on my neck. See if that changes anything there. Obviously, part of it's technique as well, obviously. Plenty of it is, most of it, probably all of it. But I had stinging all around. It wasn't crazy bad except for the neck. My observation is that my left hand, especially against the grain, didn't do as good as my right hand. So obviously that's a dominance type thing. And then my jawline, coming over here, I'm fine here, but I got to here and against the grain of my jaw area here, from about this patch, could use some more work. It's actually pretty darn good over here. Against the grain's decent. So this side feels much better than here, but that's obviously my right hand. So once again, just kind of a little playing around. Mustache area feels good. Chin, overall pretty good. A little bit of the under chin needs to be done better. And the neck it's marginal. Onto the Barbasol. The Brisk, that I know it's one of the favorites from Ray. Never used it yet. I got it and hadn't used it yet. Whew! Burn. Even with that Integrity Balm on there, still that alcohol sting coming through. All right, so that's what I got, guys. Day one. We'll see how the journey goes. Is that any tips, tricks, advice, anything you got? Please don't be afraid to shoot out there. I may not try every one, but I'll definitely consider them. And hey, if I find something that works, awesome. So thank you guys. Catch you tomorrow, and God bless.